You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Booting up Smart Mark system. Microphones check. Soundboard check. Recording and streaming software check. Production sheets check. Smart Mark hosts check. All systems are a go. Tuesday Night Smackdown, you are clear for broadcast.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Turn it up! Turn it up!
Adam! At last, you're on your
All right, everybody, welcome to SmarkDown. Tonight's hosts, we have the experienced. That is our heavy Brian.
What's up, guys?
We've got the queen of Marked Out, your girl Kiara.
Yo, what's happening?
Talking to the microphone.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. And I am the educated Adam Baum. Tonight, we have our guest host. Joining us once again is our Memphis correspondent, Bob. And I would like to welcome back our board operator.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Since we're just additional hosts on your show, you're just going to be board operator on mine.
That's fair. I'll take that. I'm just going to watch the chat boards and talk to some people. And I just want to say, when I was hooking up to get into the chat room, I accidentally clicked on another reaction show on the internet, on YouTube. And I saw some like little chode dude, and he had like 700 viewers. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? But, we're getting there.
Maybe he has the lockdown on searching chode.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. So tonight's show is going to be just like normal. We're going to have Mud Report, This Week in Wrestling History, 3 key ingredients, best, worst, a couple other things at the end, talk about some backlash. But first, we got some housekeeping.
Housekeeping!
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping!
Come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. You can join us on our website at markedoutwrestling.com, on Twitter at SmartMarkShow, Facebook.com/markedout1, YouTube channel, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, where we broadcast live every Monday following Raw. Our Google Plus page, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, Instagram, Marked Out Wrestling, and our You Record Studios Smark line, 704-444-0084. Get connected.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this? The hell are... Oh, it's you.
Can you dig it, sucker, sucker?
And we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go to Brian for our Mud Report. Brian, what do you got tonight?
Yeah, there's a few things that's been going on for the past few days or so.
They see me rolling. They hate
Fucking amateurs. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was supposed to be watching you. I thought you were just a innocent bystander tonight.
He's also the floor director, not just the board director.
All right, so kicking off, we got word is that Alberto Del Rio suspended on August 17th. He's been pulled from all the live events even after his suspension.
Really?
So it's kind of seeming like, and also interesting to note that his contract does seem to have an out clause in September. So, I mean, he could very well be gone even before his suspension is up.
Well, I mean, Lucha Underground, he was doing well in there before he came back.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I was surprised to see him come back. I mean, I knew even when he left WWE for his first run, kind of left on kind of weird terms, and he's been one of the guys too on the indies that he very well can demand the money that
that he deserves.
Well, I said it before. I'll say it again. I think it's Vince sitting in his office going, "You're not going to mess with a little white girl, god damn it!"
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And it'll be curious to see where that leaves Paige too, because they're not on screen. They're not. a couple,
well, she's still on contract. She might end up having to be like AJ Lee and just finish out.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's real hush hush right now. She probably will follow her man.
Isn't this three strikes for her though? I thought she already had 2. I mean, we watched the Total Divas show. They talked about that. I don't know.
It might be.
And then moving forward, we got our boy Dangerous Seth Rollins. Although I don't think he's dangerous. I think he just he works a tough, strong style. I don't want to take away from Nakamura, but I mean he does have a lot of strikes. And, the flying knees.
Clever there, Brian.
Yeah. But Bret Hart has been criticizing. He actually criticized him the first time when he injured Sting at where was that? WrestleMania, right? What's going on, guys?
Yeah. No. That was at
not at WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
That was before. That was at SummerSlam.
When did he
with the
injure
buckle
Sting?
bomb?
It was the champion show, wasn't it? The
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions.
Oh, that's right. That's
right. So Bret Hart was. We good? Bret Hart was very critical of Seth Rollins when it first happened, and then just with everything that happened with Finn Balor last week, he's been even more kind of just putting him right in the spotlight, just saying that I take no great pleasure saying that I told you so, but if you're a professional wrestler and you keep hurting opponents and yourself, you're clearly doing it wrong. What do you think, guys? I mean, that's
I think the new style that the fans are demanding from these up and coming wrestlers, I think it's a lot more dangerous. I mean, The Miz pulled that on his little shoot there with DB.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't do a move that you can't do. Like the way Brock just threw Randy with abandon, that's dangerous. But if you're going to actually, the way Randy does every single RKO, table, mat, doesn't matter, Randy grabs that head and he carries it to the ground. The guy's face never even hits it. There are safe ways to do moves, and if you're putting that trust in the opponent, you've got to, execute it properly, right, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing with wrestling. I mean, you're taking care of your opponent, but you're also, you have to believe that he's going to be doing the same for you as well.
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, so y'all keep Adam.
Are you doing a Brian impersonation?
Shut up. Adam keeps bringing up Brock Lesnar as his example for people who wrestle dangerously. When was the last time Brock injured another performer in the ring?
Bob Holly.
I'm not talking cut their head. I'm talking make them miss real time because when was the last time?
I've got one.
Go ahead, Pierre.
I remember when he powerbombed. Who was it?
Bob
Holly.
Broke his neck.
Yeah, landed him straight damn on his head, on his neck.
There you go, Bob.
Okay, so 12 years ago. Good point.
Wow,
but
he was
Bob
gone
Holly
for 8 of those years.
Bob Holly was
Actually,
gone
I
for
got
a long
another one
time.
for you, but I think we got someone.
But since he came back and he's doing the more dangerous style, who has he hurt?
My feelings.
Is this an answer to that question, possibly?
He's part time for one.
Well, first we'll say what's up to Upload Test.
What's up, Upload Test?
He says his my bro, said they changed the railings, less padding now, so they might have contributed to Finn getting hurt.
See, I feel like they would have put more up, just because they're way more disguised than they used to be.
Is it more? Say that again.
They said the padding is not as much as it used to be on the outside rail.
Ah, got you. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
You still have to throw him square. If the guy does not land square, you're fucked. So do you blame Finn for not landing square, or do you blame the guy that threw him?
I mean, looking back at it, I was watching a lot.
What is that noise,
Bob? Are you eating?
What the fuck?
Bob, whatever you're doing, we can hear every bit of it.
It sounds quite nasty.
Okay.
He's like,
are you looking at a picture of the dolphin touching yourself? What's going on?
Wow. Is there anything else on the Mud Report, Brian?
Yeah, interesting to note one last thing. With TNA, Dixie Carter looks like she's kind of on her way out. President Billy Corgan, he's kind of taken over.
The Smashing Pumpkins guy?
Yeah, he's been TNA. He was named TNA president.
Wait, really? Seriously, same guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's been backstage with TNA for a little while now, but most recently he's been named president, and he also has.
Do any of y'all watch?
I'm sorry.
Do any of y'all watch?
I haven't in a little bit.
Swallow your fucking food, Bob.
They have a lot of great names right now. I mean, obviously, I've been keeping up with the Broken Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy saga, if you will. Go on, Bob. What's up?
Brother Nero.
Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, his Billy Corgan's acting style is awful. Like, he delivers lines like he's not even sure that he should be saying what he's saying.
Well, I've never seen him on TNA do anything, but I've seen them in concert twice. And both times, James Iha acts as the front man because he's the only one who's entertaining in any realm. Billy just is like, I got a Band-Aid on my head because I was swinging my guitar around at a B backstage. That was the only thing clever Billy said in the couple times.
I don't know if you guys remember.
Fascinating.
Bob, were you? Did you watch ECW back in the day?
Yeah.
He was actually involved with a couple ECW shows when it was their first run. So he's definitely been involved with the wrestling world.
He's a part owner of a small set in New York.
I thought it was Chicago. Was it New York?
Maybe it's Chicago then.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way,
This is captivating shit.
Well, this is
all right.
You guys. Well, I mean, you guys don't watch TNA, so it's
nobody at home can see me. But wrap this shit up.
Upload saying Dixie could help that TNA invasion in NXT now with Joe Aries, Road, and Eric Young.
Oh, she'll be the next NXT.
He's creative though, responsible for the Decay team and the Final Deletion. So,
Final Deletion was actually Jeremy Borash. Jeremy Borash produced the whole thing and just gave it to them.
Tell him, Brian.
Jeremy Borash is actually pretty talented.
And they're about to do Final Deletion 2, and it's got a bigger budget.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord. Is Roger Corman directing it? Anyway, we're going to move on now to This Week in Wrestling History. I'm going to kick it off. 9 years ago today, the WWE announced via a press release that a number of wrestlers obtained performance-enhancing drugs. 10 performers. We argued in the past that 10 had never been found, but here it is this day in history. 10 performers were found to be in violation of the WWE's wellness policy instituted February 2006. I just want to once again point out that you guys couldn't find the proof. Well, I couldn't find the proof. Here it is. Among the 10, just so you guys know, Chavo Guerrero Jr., Shane Hurricane Helms, Randy Orton, John Hennigan, a.k.a. John Morrison, Ken Anderson, a.k.a. Mr. Kennedy, Funaki, Charlie Haas, Eddie Fatu, a.k.a. Umaga, Darren Matthews, who is William Regal, and Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge. All received 1 month suspension for the violation of the policy. November 1st, which 9 months later, they added an addendum to the policy that said, when you are busted, we're going to release your name from now on. And that's why we, as marks, always know. That's that addendum. That's why we always know who's next. Bob, what do you got?
Very interesting.
The worst piece of news you could give me. 7 years ago, Killer Kowalski died. So that's sad. And he apparently trained 2 people who died of drug overdoses and Triple H.
I've lost a lot of things, and one of them has been my style.
Big news 7 years ago.
I thought you would turn this into maybe like Steve did last night with Mr. Fuji and make a little something about Killer Kowalski. Some people out there don't know who he is. Instead, you just skipped it. Let's go to Kiara.
Dude, who cares? He died 7 years ago.
You're a dick.
He's a great trainer.
Yeah, he was. He taught Sandown, who's now at TNA.
Not even 3 feet to. I mean, quit throwing trash around in here. You
At least that one didn't make
Just make sure that you're on your toes, brother.
Oh God.
Anyway, Kiara, go. Kiara, go.
23
Butterfly effect, go.
Okay, you gonna let me go? Shit. I'm like 23 years ago today. WF.
Everybody
I'm
heard
sorry,
about
guys.
the bird.
I'm so sorry. I'm so happy right now that I can't pronounce my words. Okay, 23 years ago.
Fucking
You got it. You got it. I have faith in you.
Patient zero over here that got us all fucking sick.
23 years ago today, WWF presented SummerSlam from the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Reza Ramon defeated Ted DiBiase. The bout was DiBiase's This is horrible.
You got to get through this, man.
I do, man.
That's how you read to our children.
I'm going to get it.
I cannot wait.
Get it.
I cannot wait
gonna
for
get
Rob
it.
to edit this the next time he wants to throw a shot at you.
The bout was DiBiase's final WWF match as he left the company following the event. After a brief stint in All Japan Pro Wrestling, DiBiase retired from in-ring competition. Matches included Jerry Lawler defeated Bret Hart by disqualification. Hart had won the match via submission but refused to release the hold post-match, and the decision was reversed. The Undertaker defeated Giant Gonzalez in a rest in peace match.
Get rid of that guy.
And Lex Luger defeated Yokozuna by countout in a WWF Championship match. Yokozuna retained the title. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I was really excited.
Nothing to be sorry about.
I was very excited about my segment.
Great radio.
If you were here last night, the way he was so excited about KO, the way he started the show last night, it was about like that. You're fine. Brian, what you got?
All right. 17 years ago on Raw is War from Boston, Massachusetts, we had Mankind and The Rock defeated the Unholy Alliance made up of The Undertaker and Mr. Big Show to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. This would also be Mankind's 5th tag team title with his 4th different partner. The other ones would be Steve Austin, Terry Funk, and then he had 2 runs with Kane. While it was his first with The Rock, it was the first for The Rock, and they would obviously be named the Rock and Sock Connection, and would go on to be doing.
I'm sorry. Upload Tesla. You guys might have to pre-record these segments and then lip sync them live.
Oh shit!
Oh, that was a shot at Kiara.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, can I say something, Bob, real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, Bob. After last night, I just want to say, at least my boyfriend doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah, your boyfriend got sent back to the mid card, Bob. That's going to take us to.
What you need to make a good Smarkdown is your 3 key ingredients.
All right, so tonight's 3 key ingredients. Number 1, we're going to talk about the Miz Bryan fallout. Number 2, can Bray afford to lose? And number 3, we're going to talk about the brand eval. We did a little bit of it on RAWESOME last night, but Bob has a take on it that he thinks we're a little too harsh. So let's just get it all started.
1.
Number 1, the Miz Bryan fallout. I pre-picked this as a topic. I thought this would be just money, and the entire episode we see nothing from Bryan. We see Miz having to get his, battle fought against him. Dolph comes out, so is Dolph now back to the mid card?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
So the whole thing, to me, was like almost like a cop out. I wanted to keep it as topic number 1, but I cannot. They acknowledged it. They showed it as the opening clip, and then they went nowhere with it.
It went from a break of kayfabe and something interesting that you wanted to see to absolute staged garbage.
Yeah, they're like, this is what we were always going to do. We were going to turn The Miz into Marty McFly, and every time someone calls him a coward, he's going to be like, nobody calls me a coward.
And then the high school jock in Ashland Watts jeans from the 80s movie is going to come out and challenge
Right.
him.
It's funny that, they're notorious for doing things like this, though. I mean, they kind of just take things that all of a sudden gets a big hype that they didn't necessarily expect to, and they just kind of bastardize it and just beat it into the ground, and I kind of think that's where they're going with this, unfortunately.
Bob, what do you think? Do you think it was a cop-out? Did you like it? What did you think? Your boy was in it. It was basically a reenactment.
The best promo. Motherfucker, ask me a question and then interrupt me.
Well, no, but I wanted to finish the thought.
Interruptor.
Let me finish the question. It was kind of basically a reenactment of the Colonel versus the Chicken. So and the fans cheered for it. I mean, what did you think?
You can speak now.
It wasn't a reenactment of the Colonel versus the Chicken.
Oh, right.
In fact, he
because
even
Dolph
brought
won
that
that
up. Yeah, it was a really bad promo. Never should have happened.
But are you surprised Bryan didn't even show up tonight? Nothing was said by him.
No, because there was no need for him to show up.
What do you?
I disagree. I mean, this was the biggest thing going into this week.
This was
and
the only thing SmackDown
did absolutely
had.
nothing with it.
There was no need. Are you insane?
All the headlines.
I think that No, I think that if they're going to do the...
This is the first SmackDown headline. And they went nowhere with it.
The GM...
Now I don't feel so bad about my segment.
Bob, finish your thought.
If they're going to do the GM versus a wrestler gimmick, you don't come out and acknowledge it. He told him, he needs to apologize. And then on SmackDown, Talking Smack, he even said, I got to get around to apologizing to him. But it's one of those things where you can tell he's disregarding Miz.
I just think, though, since they did this, where are they going with this? Is this a break of kayfabe? They missed their opportunity for Bryan to come out and say something, and us to question, is this a work? Is he really going to return? Is there a possibility this is a match?
No, this not. He's got a concussion. He's not coming back. Upload test says
he's not coming back.
No. No, but that's what I'm saying. We all know that, so instead we're not going to acknowledge it at all?
Upload test brought up a great point.
They did acknowledge it.
But not from his point of view. He didn't come out.
Yeah, and they didn't. No, they did not acknowledge it because what happened on Talking Smack was Miz and Bryan. No matter how much of a work you want to put into it, they got real with each other. If there was some work there, that's fine. But there was some real live break kayfabe shit going on there. And
I agree completely.
Yeah, and what they did on SmackDown was they pulled the reins back and said, "Okay, get your ass back into character. Go out there and be the Miz, and we're going to throw Dolph in his acid wash jeans on your ass." And even on Raw, Upload Test is telling us now, on Raw, they actually said that Bryan was going to address it.
They did. That's why I put it as topic number one.
And you know what the problem is? I think this is just looking at Bryan as a person. He is just one of those passive kind of guys, and he probably didn't want to. He probably didn't want to go further into it because when he gets an argument, he walks away from shit. That's what he does.
It was getting too real.
It was getting too real, and he can't handle that kind of shit.
But, I mean, there comes to a point. He's the general manager. He needs to address it.
That's why he was a bad fucking pick.
Right, right.
Well, and think about it. The one time Miz, to his style, hurls his body, it's that, whatever it is, clothesline in the corner where he kind of sits on the second rope. He never does high-flying moves. He's taken a couple bumps off a ladder here and there in a ladder match, but essentially he does not take bumps. Daniel Bryan flew head first all the time, neck injuries, concussion injuries. He's got a valid point, and I'm willing to bet it felt too real for Daniel Bryan. Anybody else got anything to add?
Well, just one last thing. I mean, maybe the reason why they didn't address it, even though they promoted it on Raw yesterday, but maybe they didn't tonight just because they just wanted to treat it as if it were something that was just kind of handed to them and wanted to make it feel real.
It got so many views you couldn't just pretend it didn't exist.
Exactly. They definitely should have. I think they dropped the ball. They should have worked it into. As much as I didn't want them to bastardize it, they at least should have addressed it a little bit more than they did.
When you say bastardize, what do you mean? It became not so much of a reality?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they ruined it.
They did. They ruined the one good thing they've had going on for fucking weeks.
I can't. We're going to talk about that more in the brand eval, but let's go on.
2.
This one, I'm not going to even make some comments. I want to just go to the group with this one because I don't know where you go with this. Can Bray afford to lose the match against Orton at Backlash? I mean, can his character survive beyond another loss? He does appear to hopefully be standing on his own. This is second consecutive week with none of his cronies, his brothers, out drinking somewhere in Dallas, so he's not showing up either. So he's out there on an island. Can he afford to lose?
I say yes and no. Simply because, yes.
Because you're a woman?
Yes. I come with those complications.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Yeah.
But I say yes because, they've thrown Bray back. I don't know if the under the bus
squashed
is right.
him.
They squashed him several times and still managed to put him into a main storyline.
Yeah, but everybody shut up tonight to listen to Randy, and everybody chanted Bray.
They whatted Bray?
They chanted Bray.
Okay, this is the segment I missed. Okay,
that's why I'm saying, can he afford to lose? Because people are spent. The marks are spent. If they're whatting him now, they are tired of this. Whatever it is that's going on with him.
Look, Bray losing is par for the course. I mean, you might as well put him in the social outcast and let him do his thing. I don't understand. That's
his moneymaker too.
His mouth, talking, It's his,
but he can't back it up, and everybody knows
he
it
never
now.
has. He never has. Bob, what do you think? What do you think, Bob?
I personally think that. Unfortunately, I agree with Kiara, but in a different way. It's
the yes or no way.
Yes or no.
It's a yes and a no. Yes, he can afford to lose because it's not like you're losing to a mid-carder. You're losing to one of the greatest of this generation. But
that's all he does is lose to them.
Hey, still answering the question. And it's
dangerously close to the mute button.
And no, he can't afford to lose because it's just another loss. And at some point, even somebody like me who tries to say that, well, he loses, but he always comes out looking tough. At some point, those losses start to add up, and then you really have no credibility left.
I mean, just for the record, I feel like I'm speaking for everybody here. We were all at one time, if we're not now, or if it's fading now like it is with me, we were all Bray fans at one point or another.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I think the biggest problem they have is the booking here. And if you, I'm not
Exactly.
saying, well, if you look at his opponents throughout, his run in WWE and on the main roster, they've been putting him against legends. Legends.
Yeah, Bob's right. He can accept those losses, but at some point he's got to beat one of those fucking legends.
They need to keep his ass around the mid card and play with those guys so he can beat up the Baron Corbins and the Dolph Ziglers and
but
the
he's never
Titus
even been
O'Neills.
mid-card. He's never even sniffed it.
They should have him there because obviously they're not going to give him a run at the belt. They're not going to make him the top guy in the franchise. They're using him for his mouth and they're ruining him. They should have him just beat up on little guys for a good year, get his reputation back, and then give him a high-profile match.
This might be it. I seriously think that this might be it because I think where they messed up is when he had the feud against Cena and they never gave him the opportunity to get over on him.
Same with Brock. They never even actually got a fight.
It's the same thing every time, though. And also with
Jericho he lost to.
That's right, yeah.
With 2 out of 3.
Jericho, too. I mean, he's always evolving his character, which I love, but I just don't see him, like you said, I mean, he's just kind of like a small fish in a big pond. He needs to kind of drop down to the little, he can go down to the mid-card. It's okay. He doesn't need any kind of belts or anything. Right now, he needs the wins more than anything.
Exactly. He's become a main event jobber.
It's a weird spot. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so that's a really good point, Adam, is that it's kind of like in MMA. There's people, even in boxing, there are people you refer to as the gatekeepers. Like, if you want to get into that title hunt, you got to beat Fighter X. And that's kind of what Bray's gotten into. You look at him right now, and you know that he would smash the mid-card. So you don't want to put him down there because that's not going to be fun to watch. And then I actually think that hurts credibility if you're just running through the mid-card.
But don't you think he could benefit from those wins?
But I think it would be more detrimental to the people. He's in a weird spot because, like, if he beats Baron Corbin, he destroys any possibility of Baron Corbin's legitimacy.
Let me ask you this, though.
Heath Slater, even Dolph, who's a mid-carder.
Yeah, but that's the whole business, Bob, is putting people over.
Yeah, I mean, he's over his fucking...
Putting people over, but... And this is where we're going to have a little bit more of this discussion when we get to the SmackDown eval. But you don't want to destroy your mid-card. You got to build them up. And having them get eaten by Bray, I don't think helps. Because, of course, he's going to beat them. The question now is can he beat the main guys? And that's where I think the character has entered this really unfortunate gray zone.
Yeah, what do you got online there chiming in?
Upload test. So Bray thing seems to be an atmosphere thing. So upload test saying the crickets, the lights, the promos, fans don't care if he wins or loses. He spooks opponents in the ring with his crab walk, his beard, and all that. And he might need to take a few milkmen to build his cred back up.
I agree with that to an extent.
I don't necessarily.
My point being is the marks have turned on him by doing the what chants tonight. Yes, everybody else, the little kids, the Fireflies, everybody in the arena has a good time when Bray comes out and they enjoy his promos. But the marks, they gave him what chants tonight, and there's a reason.
I think what needs to happen. Here's a good storyline approach for Bray. Bray loses another big high-profile match, and then he fucking snaps, right? His character snaps. He beats up his 2 henchmen, beats them in the ring like bad dogs, right? And then just starts going into matches.
Like the way Braun is right now?
Yeah, but a little bit more aggressive, kind of like you're beating one of your many wives if you're like a polygamist or some shit. Right? So he beats his...
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
What an analogy.
You went dark.
I did. Well, he's a dark character.
That's a really odd comparison.
Hey, fuck you, Bob.
Even Bob thinks so.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid of you.
I've just always had that dream. So, but anyway, he beats his stable up, but they stay obedient like bad dogs. He does match after match where he doesn't care about the finish. He just takes people out, and he goes psycho. Right, I can't win. I'm realizing it. I'm going crazy. I'm going psycho, and then he gets pulled in by Sister Abigail, and then they refresh him.
At least that would be something new to his losing streak, because right now it's just a tired losing streak.
Do you think he cares though? I mean, I'm saying Bray just backstage, he gets to work with all the top guys. Yeah, he's not winning, but he's still getting all this TV time. He's getting all this. His face is all over whatever show he's on.
Most guys tell you they don't give a shit about the win or the loss.
I don't know. At this point, I would think he would be like, "Can I get one victory?"
Right. Yeah.
I kind of think that at this point in real life, he would be like, "Okay, yeah, you guys have given me gift after gift in these rivalries, but can you put me over?"
But
please?
let's be real. We're selfish. I don't give a shit how Bray personally feels about it. As a wrestling fan, as a Mark, I care about it.
Yeah,
I want him to be successful because I like his character. I like the potential, but they do not use it.
Well, that's a fair point. I just don't. I hope for Bray's sake he wins. I hope for the character of Bray, his person of Bray, whatever you want to call it. I hope that's what happens.
3.
Now we're going to go on to
that our collective answer to can Bray take another loss is meh.
Yeah. So we're on to number 3. Not that Bob could hear the sound effect. Just for those at home, Bob cannot hear any of the music. That's why when he goes, "Can you hear me?" during like our opening segments and stuff like that, it's because he can't hear it.
I thought I was muted. Sorry.
No, yeah. During 3 Key Ingredients, you're going, "Can anybody hear me?"
You're getting angry,
buddy. Are you there?
Are you guys still there? What's going on? Did you hang up on me?
So all 4 of us that are in studio here, we all kind of talked a little bit about the brand evaluation last night. Bob this morning was sending some texts back and forth with me, Kiara and Brian in preparation for the show. And Bob made a couple points that I thought was worth discussing here and getting his take. Before I cut it to him, I'm just going to kind of briefly explain what they were. One of them was, he said, we cover the show. Should we dog the show that we're covering? And, that's part of what they're going to discuss. And the other one said, he goes, they had to basically start from scratch. Like, because they're brand new, they're no longer extension of Raw. They were starting from scratch. And so both of those points, I thought, wow, we could make a great discussion on it. But before we get into it, I want Bob to kind of expand on it.
Okay. So, yes, we absolutely can criticize our own product. You kind of changed the argument in your intro there. I never said we can't criticize the product.
No, you said we be so harsh, right?
Shush.
I know.
My turn. And then you can change the argument again, okay? So, the argument that I was making was that last night, 8 times, you said on the Raw show how hard it was going to be to talk about this show. Like, you were kind of burying the product before we even got to it. That was where I was like, dude, maybe we should wait and see the show before we criticize the show.
But he was right.
You seem very ready and willing to bury it beforehand.
Yeah, there's a little bit preconceived there.
Yeah, but he ended up being right because tonight's SmackDown was not exactly a yay fest.
Yeah,
and I'll argue that it was not that bad of a show. It was not as good as the last segment of Raw. That last segment of Raw was a game changer for the Raw brand.
It was not good as the entire Raw show.
The entire 3 hours of Raw was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what?
It was paced
really
well. It was booked well. You didn't like.
It was booked well, but nothing wowed me.
You didn't think Cesaro and Sheamus was a good match? You didn't think that Neville and Jericho put on a show? You didn't like any of that?
Neville and Jericho put on the show that I expected them to put on. Cesaro and Sheamus, I thought was a decent match. I wasn't blown away by it.
Wasn't it better than their SummerSlam one, though?
But so was the worst match on Raw? Was it still better than any match on SmackDown tonight? I think so.
Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, yeah.
Except for that one, which we fast forward.
Except for that one.
Well, no. But if you're gonna talk about the product, you have to include the entire product.
Young
and,
but still, that's
that
only one
match,
and that's only one. I could name you pretty much all but 2 matches tonight that were equally as weak. That's the problem. When you have one Titus Darren Young match, great. Everybody's got to go to the bathroom at some point. But when you have 3 of them and your show is an hour less and your roster is a third less, My point being is simply, well, one of the other things I wanted you to delve into, because I'm not trying to throw you under the bus or anything, Bob. I don't understand.
You're not going to throw me under the bus. You're going to argue against me, and then I'll be right.
Yeah. Okay. Before I put you in your place, I wanted to get the second part of what you were saying when you were talking about SmackDown starting over and having to go fresh, and that. Okay. What did you mean by that? Because I'm confused.
I don't believe there's a single person in this room who will argue that Raw didn't have a far, far superior roster than SmackDown got. We're all in agreement with that, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So Raw got the A team and SmackDown got the B team. The B team are guys, and I even said that after the draft that night. I said I called them the "we don't know what to do with them all stars."
And you were absolutely correct. I've quoted you many times because that was so on point.
Their first draft picks were Dean, AJ, Cena, and Orton. The first four. They basically got teachers. And then the rest of the draft were people we're going to try and salvage. You got solid people at the top of that pick, and then the rest of it was let's figure out what to do with them. Meanwhile, on Raw, you got a women's division that was already built, as you pointed out, Charlotte and Sasha. You had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You had Gallows and Anderson and New Day. So you had the best tag teams also on that roster. SmackDown has more tag teams, but it's all who do we salvage and who do we get rid of? Which of these tag teams are we going to keep one of and get rid of the other one?
It definitely has more of a heat velocity. Yeah, it has a heat velocity kind of
velocity to me.
Right. So
Velocity.
They did kind of have to start over writing a brand new show.
Okay.
And I think the progress that they've done in 5 weeks has been exceptional. Now, last week was the standout show. This week was a step down from that show. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't.
I will say, though, last week, though, I mean, what the standout part was, it wasn't even on the show. It was afterwards.
Right. But don't discredit. That was a good SmackDown.
Good. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a good SmackDown. Don't discredit that. Are you finished, Bob? Can I retort?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me hear what you have to say.
All right. So you're saying, first off, that SmackDown kind of had to start over and that, we were judging them too harshly in the first 5 or 6 weeks. Here is what I was trying to say in my point. And roster size is not going to be factored in here because it's obviously lopsided in Raw. Run time of the episode is obviously lopsided in favor of Raw. Taking those things out, we have a brand new, fresh thing that we're going to do, okay, across both brands. And other than Sasha and Charlotte on Raw, everything was new. Jericho, that was new. Sammy and KO were done. Now we had this new thing, and they were going to fight Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass were fighting with the Club right before then, but now the Club was going to fight New Day. Again, something brand new. Finn has just been elevated. He's going to fight Seth Rollins for the Universal title. Again, something new. We have downgraded Roman, and now Rusev can actually fucking wrestle. Again, something new. And even if you don't like it, Cesaro, Sheamus, bringing back an old WCW, thing. Best of 7 series. Brand new, even if you don't like it. Now, switching gears to SmackDown, who was supposed to be a new product, even though, of course, all these people, this is like Joey when, he spun off from Friends. That wasn't new. Anyway, the point being is now we go to SmackDown. AJ and Cena, after the draft, still in a rivalry together. Baron Corbin and Kalisto, after the draft, still in a rivalry together. Dolph and Dean, we're going to recycle that old
rivalry started afterwards.
Correct. But it existed back in January.
No, you can't say it was brand new and that I'm correct. I mean,
I'm not saying that you're correct. I'm telling you that SmackDown also then waited 5 weeks to give us an episode that might be worth the crap. Regardless of Miz and Bryan, it took them 5 weeks. So in the end,
I don't think they waited. I think they were building storylines.
Well, they failed. And
let's not also
they failed.
All right. Here's.
Wait, hold on. Hold your point. What do you got, Rob? Who's chiming in?
Just upload with a little side note here to kind of maybe break the monotony. Just asking us what we thought about the new set, the SummerSlam continuation set they've been using for Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, the ramp is fucking tits.
Even along the entranceway, they have all the lights and all the video stuff just
it's
everywhere.
Bad the fuck ass. I love it.
And before the monotony continues between me and Bob, let's just kind of add the other perspectives here. Kiara, Brian, Rob, do you have anything you want to chime in on this? Because I think Bob potentially is trying to say the same thing I am in some twisted reality that he lives in Memphis.
Are you out of your... Okay.
But I think my point was I mean, what do you guys want to chime in? You were quiet all day when me and Bob were having this discussion.
I'll just keep my point quick, and then I'll let you guys feed off of it. It seems like with the SmackDown roster that they're trying to elevate guys into the main event, whereas on Raw, there's the main event guys that are kind of going back down to the mid card. So clearly that it seems that it's working. You know, Raw guys, they have that experience, that main event.
But Raw's clearly the one building the storylines. By having Braun and Nia Jax just doing jobber, that's a storyline.
They're building storylines with inevitable talent. You have people like Apollo Crews, and guess what he showed tonight? The guy has as much talent, as much charisma as a wrestler with zero fucking charisma.
Okay, no, look, I'm gonna use an analogy here. When I was in the Marine Corps, we had different clubs where we could go, party, whatever, on the base. We had the NCO club, we had the staff NCO club, we had just your regular enlisted club, whatever. And the younger enlisted guys could not go to the NCO club. The NCOs could not go to the staff NCO club because they had not earned the right to be there yet. SmackDown is a big gaggle fuck of everybody Baron Corbin does not deserve to be in the main event against Dolph Ziggler or against Dean Ambrose. Raw is keeping people in their stables where they need to be to prove themselves to elevate up. SmackDown is throwing people everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
But that shouldn't be that's not their fault. I mean, they're trying to create something.
I'm not blaming the talent.
Right.
But Shane said SmackDown was going to be a show about opportunities. You give Baron Corbin the opportunity to show what he has on the show and not involving Kalisto. And you know what? Baron Corbin was good tonight.
I don't know about that. That's stretching. That's stretching like his skin.
And this is the guy who keeps saying he's right, making that statement.
Kiara, what you got?
I'm trying to see what you guys' point is, especially Adam. So, Adam, are you defending Raw or saying that?
Trying to compare the two.
He's defending his ability to shit on SmackDown before SmackDown even airs.
Yeah, what I'm basically saying is SmackDown has given me every reason to think it's going to be shit every week. They have shown no creative effort, in my opinion, in any other way other than now in the last 2 weeks we're doing a Bray Viper and we're doing an AJ Ambrose. That should have been done before. The creation of these belts should have been done before. They were buried at SummerSlam. They're getting buried every which way. They are as Bob has said many fucking times, and I can't agree more with it, they are we don't know what the fuck to do with you all-stars.
The most entertaining part of SmackDown has been that fucking KFC commercial. That's what it's been.
And so, or Mauro Ranallo has been the most entertaining thing to me. So my point being is it wrong for me to close this all out? Is it wrong for us or me or whoever wants to target it? Is it wrong for me to shit on SmackDown because they can't give me a good product?
I don't think we've been shitting on SmackDown. I think we've been giving constructive criticism.
Well, yeah, maybe shitting's not the right word, but yeah, we've been brutally honest. If you want to be PC,
but you bury it before it even comes on.
I buried it because of the results of last night.
Because every week there's no order to it. There's no order to SmackDown.
Yeah, I buried it for a couple reasons. Upload Test gave me my second one, but the main one was that the show last night was so much better, and Upload Test made the other one. They teased last night that we're going to get Daniel Bryan, and I don't get Daniel Bryan.
This is like if you had Disco Inferno fighting Hulk Hogan on Nitro. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't.
We got some new people.
Who's in?
We got Juan Rodriguez. Sorry, he's back. Good to have you back, Juan. He said, "Fire the writers," and then he says, "SmackDown should fouls up." So, should fold up. SmackDown should fold up. And we got a new one, Micha Meach. Welcome to the chat board and welcome to the Marked Out Wrestling Show. Baron Corbin should be feuding with Miz and Dog Ziggler for Dog. They said Dog Ziggler for the IC title.
Yeah. The other,
I agree. He doesn't deserve to be fighting the champion in the main event of your program.
Exactly. And what Brian's point was a good one. Separate the levels. Make main eventers go against main eventers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put a guy over like you did Big Cass on Raw, but we all knew he was going to be the first one out.
But your problem is, who are your main eventers?
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah, and it's going to take some time to establish them, but
Cena,
right now
they don't have time.
And Cena left a gap. I don't care what anyone says. That's a big gap for SmackDown. It really is. We could talk all night on this. I think it's time to wrap it up. Let's go to the next segment. All right, so this is our best to worst kind of thing. I amended it just because this is what I've been getting, so I've been trying to find out something better. But we're going to start with the show winner, and I'm going to go to Brian. Brian, what do you got for winner? Who do you think won?
My show winner, I had Heath Slater. I mean, they had within the 2 hours of the program, and we saw him a couple times. They had the whole video package with him at his house, which was kind of hit and miss. There were parts of it that I really enjoyed, and other parts not so much.
I like the recap when they showed everything since the draft.
Right, yeah. So I mean, he's getting a lot of time. Show winner, Heath Slater.
All right, Kiara, who do you got?
I am gonna say.
You have no fucking idea, do you?
Huh?
You didn't write anything
You
down.
don't have anything
I
on
can see
your
your
sheet,
blank paper.
I don't.
All right, Rob, do you have anything?
Yeah, I do. My show winner of the night is 80s clothes fashions. Dolph Ziggler bringing the acid wash jeans out, so I thought, yay for the 80s.
Yeah, I wish Patrick was listening because Rob on my show does what he wanted Patrick to do on his show. Just add something fucked up there,
right.
Make it a little clever. Bob, what do you got? Who's your winner?
The winner for me was actually the women's division.
Really?
They had tonight's match was really good.
All right.
Who was it? I saw Natty. Who else was it?
It was a tag team, basically the heels versus the faces.
But Natty was in the
again.
match of very little.
Yeah.
She kind of let it be the Alexis Bliss show. And then you had
as
the
well
stuff
it
that was
should
going
be.
on the outside, and it was good.
That booty, though.
Well, she's new, and they want to kind of establish her.
As well as should be. My show winner, quite honestly, is like, fuck if I know. I picked Dean because at the end, he left AJ with his nuts in his stomach, so.
I think his nuts are on YouTube.
Yeah, why not? Bob, you're going to kick us off with the next one. Who's your show loser?
Ooh, the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, wow.
The Vaudevillains. For the longest time, I've known that they're going to start splitting up tag teams at some point, and Ascension, I know, is going to happen. But the Vaudevillains tonight, if those two guys are going to survive, Aiden English has got to get as far away from Simon Gotch as humanly possible.
Yeah, and Simon Gotch, even in the promo, didn't seem as committed to it.
I don't get it. I mean, what's going on with them? Because on NXT, they were
on fire.
They were on fire there.
Simon Gotch fucked up backstage. He likes to, apparently backstage, he likes to just fuck with people.
Oh, well.
A little bit of a ribber, and he's not quite, I guess he's not at that level.
He's at where he pulled a joke, and you're like, dude, not even fucking funny at all.
Yeah, like you just blinded him. Brian, what do you got?
I had easy Dolph Ziggler going back to the mid card with the IC title. This is kind of what we were fearing for him, but God, I mean,
yeah, I hate to beat a dead horse, but call me whatever you want. Be whatever you want to say about it. I've been right a lot lately. Rob and I talked about it last time about how Dean and KO would be champs by the end of the year, but Dean was going to go first. He said no, KO first. I was right there. Talking about the suspension.
Shut up.
I said if Dolph loses, he'd go back to the mid card. Just saying. My show loser was Dolph as well. Rob, what do you got as your loser?
My show loser is, I can never pronounce his name, so I say Milli Vanilli.
Oh, yeah. Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah.
That's not even close, but yeah.
He's my show loser only because he has to call this garbage when he could be on Raw calling that awesome.
And he's sandwiched between JBL and Mr. What the hell?
Mr. Who Gives a Shit if he doesn't talk.
Dude, this is like the end of a poker game when you have nothing but shit chips left. They're all small denominations, and you're holding this one that's worth like 10 grand. Mauro Ranallo's that one.
Yeah.
All right. So, best promo video package. Let's kick it off with Rob. What do you got here?
I just put the only real thing I saw was Brian giving a little shit to Shane.
Yeah. That was okay. Yeah. Before I go to Bob, I'm going to give mine because Bob will probably be pissed about it. My best promo video package was the Raw recap. I thought that was the best one.
Wow.
It really showcased Raw from last night. Bob, what do you got?
That's cool. Waste your time being a smartass. The Miz. I really thought I liked his promo. I've been a fan of the Miz for a while. I think it extended the character that they started to develop on Talking Smack, and yeah,
that's a good point. I agree with it. I just think it fell flat by Bryan not coming out and your boy coming out instead. That was the problem with me is it got so good, and I'm like, oh, here comes Daniel Bryan, and I was like, oh no, really? Miz just fucking set you up.
But I mean, it makes the Miz look good. At least, if anything, he looks good coming out of this.
Yeah, that's why I can't disagree with Bob, because Miz did look good at least till he walked away.
Right.
Brian, what do you got?
So I had the Heath Slater package, but not so much for Heath Slater. I really liked Rhino. I've never seen this side of Rhino before. He was just sitting there. Yeah, he just eating cheese and the cheese and cracker spread. And then when Heath asked Rhino why are you tagging with, or I forget who asked him. I guess
Renee asked him.
That's right.
He just chomped.
Yeah, he was just eating crackers and just smiled and just shrugged his shoulders.
And he won the fucking match. He literally went in the ring, dragged Heath to the corner, tagged himself in, and then gored the guy.
With his forehead bleeding.
Yes. Oh, that looked pretty badass, though, didn't you think, Bob? Like at the end, holding his hand up, I was like, oh, yeah, that's badass.
Heath
Blood
Slater
just running
also,
down his face.
Heath Slater, they both those guys got pretty banged up. I don't know if that was just ring rust on the parts of the headbangers, but oof.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, ring rust. Let's call it that.
Juan Rodriguez. I'm gonna get that damn. I'm just gonna say Juan. Fuck it.
Just don't call him Milli Vanilli, please.
No, I won't do that. SmackDown jumped the shark, bringing the headbangers back. Basically, what he was saying.
So. Well, my point on the headbangers, I was going to save it for the open, but since Juan Rodriguez, since I'll say his name correctly, pointed out right now, basically what it came down to, and this is also a little bit of an echo of your point from last night, Rob. It came down to the fact that they set up an 8-team tournament with only 6 tag teams in their whole show. That's what it came down to.
Yeah,
very simple.
These aren't divisions.
Yeah.
No.
Are
we on fuck up?
No, we're still on promo video package. Bob, you went. Brian, did you go?
I went.
You went.
Kiara, do you have anything to add?
Of course not.
My foot.
My foot, your ass. Look, it's a match.
Yeah.
All right, fuck up of the night. Rob, since you're raring to go, give it to us.
Just Brian. Brian not addressing the Miz directly.
You stole mine, but I got the same thing, not having Brian come out there. Bob, what do you got?
Kane forgetting that he was on a wrestling roster and showing up fat as fuck.
Yeah. You know what? Kane has been fat a lot in his career, but usually when he takes time off, he comes back a little slimmer. This was the first time I think he came back fatter.
But Kane showed up with teats.
He should have come back with the. He used to have the singlet.
I want you big.
The devil's favorite demon teats.
I want you fat.
Oh, what he's always been wearing?
Yeah. He used to. I mean, back in the day, he used to have the straps.
The thicker one.
Yeah, like back in the 2000s era.
That covers up more.
He had the one that went down one arm. One arm was completely covered.
Yeah,
well,
you remember
when he was tagging with X-Pac, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Meech says Beauty and the Man Beast will win the SmackDown tag titles. That's actually my pick too.
Which is even worse because worse than shelling the Vaudevillains, they're shelling the whole division. They're giving the belts to the team that wasn't part of it at first.
Yeah,
and the 2 guys that weren't even drafted. Awesome. My fuck up. No, we did fuck up. Booking error of the night. I'm gonna just. There were so many. I'm going to just throw it out there. Corbin and Ambrose is the main event. I don't care that AJ got involved at the end and tried to save it. And that Baron escaped with a victory by disqualification because AJ kicked him in the face. That was just a cop-out. So, you leaving, Kiara?
Yeah, I'm signing off, guys.
Yeah.
Much love, brothers.
I hope you feel better, girl.
Yeah, I feel better.
I'm breaking kayfabe to wish you
It's a busy week for me,
Yeah.
Kids starting school and all that crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah, your daughter first day of kindergarten.
Yeah, let's not shut up. Don't talk about it. I'll get emotional.
She cried.
Yeah.
She cried.
So let's not talk about that. Okay, shut up, Adam.
Make a lucha thing. We'll switch the topic or something.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Perfect. Booking error of the night. Brian, what do you have?
Alrighty.
Wait, did you go on fuck up of the night?
No, but actually, you know what? I had the same answer for both of them, so I'm just going to give both.
This conveniently worked out.
It did, actually. The Bray Orton thing, and when we were watching it, I was flipping the fuck out. How the
Brian
heck?
really got upset.
So I really enjoyed the segment, but then how do they end it with Orton charging the ring and just doing the quick Wyatt family cut that they always do? And I thought the lights were going to go out and Bray was going to disappear and they'd leave with the rocking chair in the
like
middle
normal.
of the ring.
Right.
Like how
and
how
Randy
it's
would be
always
looking
been.
around. What happened?
I don't know if maybe we did mention it. Maybe they were short on time and maybe they just cut that whole part, but they can't because it's a live show. So I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, that was
it pissed
absolute
me off
garbage.
that they didn't show it.
That's creative and the production value are just subpar.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the B team. NXT feels like better than this.
Well, you do know that the SmackDown crew is graduates from Full Sail.
Are they really? I did not know that.
I thought only
Yeah.
the NXT ones were graduates of Full Sail.
No,
they're students.
NXT is school. That is Full Sail University.
Well, then Raw is the master's program because that's exactly how everything feels.
Everybody's got to say it right now. Not only they have less roster, less time, now they got less production talent. For real. We've been speculating it. Bob just confirmed it.
Okay.
So, wow. That sucks for them. Anybody else booking error of the night? Bob, did you go?
Oh, I had one.
Actually, I got a tie. The headbangers should have been nowhere near TV tonight.
Correct.
B, and y'all are not going to like it, but I'm going to say it again. Apollo Crews should definitely had not. He shouldn't have been anywhere near AJ. AJ got way too much charisma that it really revealed that your boy Apollo doesn't belong there.
Well, but also, I mean, SmackDown is about, it's about the actual in-ring performance. So.
Right. You're arguing against yourself, Bob.
I mean,
Yeah, because
AJ
that match was quality even if the promo wasn't.
Right.
No, see, I thought the match was quality because of AJ. AJ is one of those really unselfish wrestlers.
I couldn't disagree more.
Apollo couldn't make himself look good.
What?
You don't think AJ's unselfish?
No.
I agree
no,
with that point. Completely that Bob just made.
I believe that AJ is unselfish, and he tried to make Apollo look good, and Apollo just is. I don't think he was. I think he was great.
I thought he looked good.
I think he's a good big fish in the indie pond. I don't think he has any business on the main stage.
I thought it was
he should still be in NXT.
No, I thought it was a good matchup. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Maybe he should still be on NXT.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He'd be getting more opportunities.
Well, more character development maybe is what he needed. But I thought the match itself, you go just technical looking in-ring work, I thought the match was fine. It was about time they let him Apollo fight against somebody who could complement him.
Well, and not just that, he fought through a commercial break. That's the first time they've let that kind of go.
Right.
That makes a big deal to have a long match kind of tell a story. Yeah, I'm with the group here, Bob. I thought that was a great match. I agree with you on the charisma, but in ring, he showed something. And
yeah, I'm ready for Apollo Crews to get best endeavors.
Rob,
Wow.
All right, who
Booking error?
Rob, booking error for you.
Ziggler on The Miz. It was absolutely predictable. We called that shit after he lost to Ambrose.
Like the second. We actually called it before he lost. We said this would happen.
And if Raw is doing what they did to be an unpredictable night, SmackDown is doing exactly the opposite, and they're going predictable.
Yep. Just about every bit of it. We knew that there wouldn't really be a confrontation with Randy and Bray. They would just be a promo, all that kind of stuff. So least shitty match. I just said it. It's Apollo and AJ. I'm sorry. Inside the ropes, that was a quality match. That was I enjoyed it. I thought it was great work. I thought AJ unselfishly. So I do agree with that point, Bob. Unselfishly let Apollo shine for a little while before putting him away, and I thought it was a good work. Brian, what you got?
I had the same exact thing. I had AJ and Apollo Crews. Apollo needs to wrestle guys like AJ. He needs to wrestle guys that are, I wouldn't say necessarily better than him. I think Apollo is right there as far as his in-ring performance is concerned.
Yeah, his charisma is holding him back.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, hey, this is SmackDown. He needs the opportunity. So going against guys like AJ, that's what he needs. Unfortunately, it's just kind of growing.
Well,
things.
and not just that though. Like, yes, his charisma is shit, but they tried to do something more than the schoolboy going, "I'm finally here on the roster tonight." They had him go, wait, you're disrespecting me. I got to come. It was bad work, but it was something new.
And what was the thing with him spelling things out? Did you guys notice that?
That was just AJ calling him out because last week, Miz called him Apollo Creed, and he said, my last name is Cruz, Crewes. And then AJ just went, oh, I can spell too. I'm the face that runs the PLACE. By the way, I think AJ should spell face PHACE. Like phenomenal.
That's good. That's pretty good.
I just want to throw that in there. Rob, what do you got? Least shitty match.
I had AJ and Apollo again. I think Apollo needs to fight people that he can actually move around with, that he can try new things with, that can maybe teach him some things in the ring. I personally think Apollo should become a heel and join a faction.
He needs
but
somebody
how many
to come
heels do you
with him.
see walk around smiling all the time?
Well, again.
Wait, Bob, Rob said this in the show. Tell him what you said about him and Natty, what they should do.
Oh, they should form a faction and be called the what do they call them, the Smile Club?
Yeah.
Look, I get that he smiles a lot, and it's fucking annoying. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of his, but it's fucking annoying. Make him go heel. Make him wipe that
Make
fucking...
it an evil smile.
Well, yeah, maybe an evil smile. Just make him wipe the fucking smile on his face. Make him get angry, because you know he can get angry.
Get mean. Hey, throw wrenches at him.
Dodge a wrench, dodge a ball.
I will say, I mean,
get mean.
He is kind of, he can go into the, he's a big guy, but he can move like a cruiserweight. So he is flexible in regards to, like I said, his in-ring work.
His physique looks good, and his moves look good. I don't know. Bob, what do you got before we go to the anonymous GM sound?
I said it earlier. I think the best match of the night was the women's match.
Wow.
It was entertaining. It was fast-paced. There was not a single first time we've had a women's match where there was not a botch.
Well, we're going to get to that in the Divas segment more to let you expand on that. So I'm going to cut you off for that segment so you can expand further.
Meech says Apollo Crews should go back to NXT. That corny-ass Super Saiyan charge up during his entrance makes me cringe.
He's awful.
You definitely split us on your comments, Bob, because we all agree with you on the NXT thing.
Yeah.
And we all agree with you on the charisma thing. But
I think
we disagreed inside the ropes.
I think the bottom line is, and I'm not speaking for Bob because you just seem to be all over the place. But as far as us in the studio here, we all like Apollo. We all want him to get a push, but we all agree that maybe he's not quite ready.
Right, and he probably has more
Did y'all
opportunity.
have some kind of experience? I mean, like, was his indie thing, was it near y'all? Because y'all seem to all be really familiar with this guy.
No, I know he used to wrestle at PWG, but I want to say he was kind of just in the...
He was the first one in Brian's news.
Well, I watched him in NXT. I actually went and saw him at some live shows down in Florida. I've met him once or twice, and he's a genuine cat that has that classic wrestler struggle that drove 50 miles or 200 miles for $50 and slept in a car and proved his parents wrong, and it's a story. It's one of those overcoming stories, and so I'm a fan of his. Yeah.
I respect that he came up to the Indies, but I don't see anything that makes me say that's a future world champion.
Oh, he's so talented though.
The sky could be the limit. I don't know if he could get to there, Bob. I think you might be right there. The problem with indie guys that are so popped and hyped there is that they never really get promos down there. They're doing all in-ring work. Because the promos, nobody knows city to city. There's not a broadcast. Nobody knows what the hell the rivalries are. So they might say before two matches, have somebody come out and call the other guy out or something like that. But for the most part, they're promo free. So Apollo looks amazing on the indie circuit and then looks exposed up above.
I'd be excited if he got a mouthpiece, if he got some sort of manager. Maybe that would change things.
That's why I think Rob has an idea with the faction or the tag team or the something.
He's a faction guy.
Yeah. Faction guy. All right, so opportunity of the night. I'm going to kick this one off before I go around the room. Opportunity of the night for me, Baron Corbin. Now, win or lose, I don't think he won, but he did get the opportunity of the night. Not only that, he got the win over the champ by DQ. Yes, because he took a kick from AJ that Dean dodged. Otherwise, if Dean had gotten hit, then Dean would have won by DQ. But the point being is Baron had an opportunity tonight, and he didn't have to give up a pin. So, that
got him away from Kalisto.
Exactly. He was no longer raping Kalisto in the back.
Bob, make a good rippy thing.
Yeah, Bob, opportunity tonight.
Mine is based on, it's a tie. I agree with you, Corbin. You already covered it, but I'm going to say that the Hype Bros, they had a really they shouldn't have won, but they took their opportunity and they made the best of it. They actually looked really good.
No.
Well,
No,
they're not going to win next week.
That's the problem with it, Bob. Is I agree with every word you said.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
the problem.
fact that they're going to lose next week is just like, who cares?
But it's all
They
about
squashed the
opportunity.
vaudevillains for nothing.
Yeah, who had the opportunity to do well and show what they had, and I think the Hype Bros took that opportunity and made the best of it.
Yeah, I mean they were in NXT just a few months ago. So
Yeah, I'm gonna predict right now. Gord, Mojo, and Heath and Rhino advance. Just gonna call that right now.
Are y'all kind of surprised that the Usos and the American Alphas are on the same side of the bracket? Like, when all this started, I would have bet anything that those two teams were going to be the finals.
And here's why, Bob. I think that they can have a feud without the belts. If Heath and Rhino are going to go over, the loser of Usos and American Alpha, who probably Usos because they're getting ready to go heel, American Alpha advances to the final, and the Usos come out and fuck them over. And that's how Heath and Rhino win. You do that, Usos go heel. It sets up something of a rivalry, since what we're saying about storylines, they've teased this rivalry, and that's why you predicted that, or think that you thought that this was going to be the finals.
Plus,
can't believe they're on the same side. That's why, is because they tried to throw you a curveball.
The Usos they've already been there before, so I mean
they're the only tag team that's been there before.
Right, so giving them the rub to American Alpha, they don't really need the belts involved, like you said.
No.
What do you got?
So we got somebody new. We got Rachel Ferguson. Rachel on the chat line. Thanks for joining us here. Marked Out Wrestling.
Rachel's a very Jewish name.
I don't know for sure, but if you say so, you are the wise old Jew. But she's chiming in saying Baron Corbin looked impressive. Alexa Bliss, another pin over Becky Lynch.
Yes.
So there's some opportunities of the night.
So who did not chime in on that?
I didn't go.
I didn't.
I had Baron as well, but I'm going to give my second pick to the Headbangers. I mean, they haven't been on TV in about 16 years, and talk about just
there's a reason
coming out of nowhere. I will say that they look phenomenal. They looked exactly like they did from the Attitude Era.
Rough as shit.
Yeah, they banged those guys up a little bit, but
they're aptly named.
Oh yeah,
right.
I when I was going crazy a minute ago, going no, it's because Bob said Hype Bros and I put Hype Bros, and I do not want to agree with Bob on anything. So fuck you, Bob.
Wow, that was almost worth the price of admission. Tonight, guys, I'm tired. My ears are congested. I couldn't hear great. Mauro Ranallo's gold. I got nothing. Did any of you guys come up with something?
Yeah, I had one during when Kane came out with the what was the jobber's name? Did you catch it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Mauro said he just treated him like he was Abel. I thought that was kind of clever.
That is clever.
Yeah.
Like Cain and Abel?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, way to explain it for the slow audience members.
You know I don't read those books.
Neither do I, but I at least know what the fuck the reference
I was
is.
familiar, right.
It's not like we referenced Lot's wife and Salt or some shit. We gave you a pretty fucking solid one. So, opportunity tonight, Rob.
We did that.
Oh, sorry. Do you have any gold?
Jesus
That's what I mean.
Christ.
No, I was trying to troubleshoot shit. So I don't.
All right. So now, as we move on, everyone, we had a Make Me Care Diva segment. Everybody conceded. I hoped that they would make me care, and I'm kind of sad that they conceded because, I don't agree with Bob as a great match. I agree that they put him in a great spot. Carmella going full heel on Nikki twice now in a row. I like that. They weren't even involved in the match, but she kind of did a drive-by and just crushed her on the side on the announce table. And Alexa Bliss, now she's getting a little bit of a push. She's a cover girl. So you guys got some stuff. So instead of making me care, just show the Divas some love. Bob, we're going to go right to you because I cut you off earlier on the match, but go for it.
Honestly, if there was ever a night where it would have been easy to say this is why you should care, this would have been it. Tonight was the perfect example of there are 5 women who were wrestling tonight who are the future, who are going to be a big part of the women's division. They're
Who are
creating
the 5?
those
Because
next
I'm only
champions,
counting 4.
minus Natalia.
Oh, I was going to minus Nikki too.
Yeah. By the way, did anybody else notice that when Carmella got up on the railing at the end, she used Nikki as a step stool? Like, stepped right on her ribs to, like, stand to get up there.
That was part of the full heel.
Yeah, it was. I think tonight showed the true potential of the women they have.
What you guys can't see at home is that we're rewatching rewatching. Wow,
man,
I can't say that.
That booty though, man. God damn.
No, but we're watching this match that we're talking about right now on the SmackDown, just letting it play in the background. And I look over at Brian because Alexa Bliss came out, and all I see Brian doing is stretching his wrist out. And I
totally separate things. Totally separate things.
Okay, you were totally like, oh, I got to get ready for this later. Alexa, I'm coming for you. Brian, you want to chime in, not to bust your balls, but you were excited about Alexa Bliss and what she did tonight. I mean, you said that she's kind of getting a push. You're liking this.
Yeah, I mean, out of anything, I mean, I think that she's kind of getting the rub out of the airtime that's for the diva. I'm sorry, not the divas, for the women wrestlers. Her getting the pin over Becky Lynch, that's big. I mean, I just feel bad for Becky, although I guess it speaks to her that she's kind of the veteran that's going to be, she's in that position where she can put these people over.
Well, and that might lead to her winning
sure.
At the pay-per-view because she's letting everybody else pin her now. Who knows?
But I mean, I do think that it's more the same that we've been seeing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just if they have to give it time to kind of create all these new characters that we're seeing on SmackDown.
Well, and that's the thing about it is that's where they kind of went with it. Rob, did you see enough of it to chime in? Do you have a?
I'm watching Naomi shake her ass.
Okay,
sorry.
Like I said, it's on in the background. The bottom line, and Bob, fuck you because you made me agree with you just like you made Rob a second ago. This would have been the night to make me care. This really would have been. It did a nice thing. You didn't have to trump all 6 divas out there. You are creating some storylines. That's what's so upsetting about the main eventers, if you will, or even the mid-card right now, is that the divas and the tag titles are actually creating some storylines. Usos and American Alpha, they're trying to work these things in. Heath and Rhino. Over on the other side, we got Becky kind of in a losing streak, if you will. We got Alexa and Carmella doing something finally. It still goes back to my point about the evaluation. Why didn't they do this so much sooner? I mean, I know Eva Marie and Nikki would have been switched out or whatever, but they should have done this sooner. To make these divisions worth a shit or try and make something other than, hey, we're just throwing them all out there. It's a 12-man tag. It's a elimination tag. It's a 6-diva challenge, whatever the fuck it is.
Does anybody notice that their championship match or 6-pack challenge is literally their entire roster?
Yeah, it is, but at least you're creating some sub-storylines in there. And if they're smart, the 6-pack challenge might be a good booking thing if they can continue this and create a couple rivalries after the fact. The way, you cost me my chance kind of rivalries afterwards or whatever. I don't care how you set it up. You got to do something with the storylines, and it's disappointing that they're just finally now getting to it.
Well, I mean, they also did, going back to the draft, I mean, it did feel like they kind of, like we've been saying, that they kind of rushed it. So maybe this is one of, I mean, no offense to the women, but I don't know if this was, to this division at least. I don't know how high it was on their totem pole as far as things that.
Yeah, the SmackDown women's division reminds me of the old Divas division. They give them one segment, maybe not that long of a match, maybe one promo, not that really involved. Got a couple things here. Got Meech saying Nikki Bella will win the women's title. I hope not. To put over whoever she feuds with, hopefully not Carmella. And I'm sure we'll get back into it in a minute, but Rachel Ferguson saying that, did you notice Corbin and Kane stare down?
I did.
Yeah, they crossed paths.
I did, but the other thing I wondered,
which I think would be a good rivalry.
It would, but I thought that was not supposed to be anything tonight. Like the fact that they were running late, they're like, okay, Baron, you got to go. Just go out there. Kane, fucking wait for his promo to finish and then walk by him and stare. We got to move. We're live. We're not used to this shit. Normally you can fix.
You used to be editing. A fat boy. How'd you lose it? I'm getting fatter.
Yeah.
You got a donut.
Baron Corbin's belly button looks like a mouth.
Dude, what are they going to do when Baron Corbin has to shave that head?
Yeah.
Oh
God. He is already an ugly motherfucker. I mean,
that's the one thing he's got going for him is being an ugly.
It'll add to his gimmick. I mean, we'll give him that.
Anybody else got anything to add to the Diva segment? Just kind of mentioning anything.
I will say that, I mean, out of all of this, Carmella is definitely her and Bliss they're getting the most out of all of it. Natty kind of.
Which is good because we can,
the course.
Unlike Apollo, we can justify moving them up if they're getting worse.
Here's the question: are they getting the big pushes now because because Eva Marie suspended? Do you think maybe they were going to push her, and the suspension kind of say, well, we got to figure something else out?
Yeah, when someone leaves, there's definitely someone. There's a
it
spot
felt
to fill.
like they were pushing Eva.
It in a weird way though. She was having a gimmick that had no opponent. Was just I can't wrestle now. I'm depressed. Like. It was a gimmick. I don't think it was going to be to put her over.
I don't think the girl's so bad at wrestling. I really don't.
I think
the
maybe
lady
Backlash
in
would
red
have been her first match.
Yeah, the lady in red can't wear a blue belt.
Oh, wait, are we trying to defend Eva Marie?
No, we don't have to. I just saying that one thing. Just
Look, I'll defend them titties, but everything else, fuck that.
Yeah,
that's garbage in the ring. That's garbage in the face.
She's gotten better. She's better than she was.
Well, okay, Rob. To your point.
Yeah.
You say that Alexa Bliss, and I've never seen it. Well, now Alexa Bliss is starting to gain my attention. You say Eva Marie. Eva Marie's no longer even walking out for her intros. So it's really tough to support your argument.
She's suspended.
Well, but
yeah,
no,
like
I mean,
somebody
even
with
beforehand.
leprosy saying my hand hurts, and then the hand falls off, and they're like, well, at least the hand doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
All right,
wow.
I'm not going to give out the little bit of energy I have right now to defend Eva Marie, so we can do whatever.
All right, let's move on.
And now it's time for a little Smarkdown trivia.
All right, you guys want to grab your white? We want to do whiteboards tonight. Want to do whiteboards tonight?
Yeah, give me a whiteboard.
Let's do whiteboards.
All right.
Let's do
all
whiteboards.
right.
Will you hand me one?
Bob, remember to give us time to answer, please.
And Bob, I'll let.
As soon as I hear the end of the question, start shouting out answers.
Yeah, and I'll let Bob go first. Since
that way he can't cheat.
Since we know that you're kind of a cheater anyway. Good sir.
Cheater.
I'm just kidding.
On everyone but his wife.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah.
All right.
He cheated in board games and tiddlywinks, I'll bet.
Yeah, maybe. Question number 1. Who was Kurt Angle's first opponent on a WWF pay-per-view?
On a what?
On a WWF pay-per-view.
Oof.
Who was Kurt Angle's opponent for his first ever WWF pay-per-view?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I'll give you a hint. He's a second generation wrestler.
Brendan Brad's up in this sucker. Talking about sup, bro, promo sexuals.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? Oh, what was your hint?
He was a second generational wrestler.
Generational.
Or second generation.
Okay.
A couple more seconds.
I know I'm wrong, but okay.
You all set, Bob?
Yeah.
I can hear you typing on the computer looking it up.
No, you really could not.
I'm kidding.
Because my computer is on my ear.
Remember to give him.
Yeah. What do you got?
You said second generation wrestler. I'm going to say Randy?
Randy wasn't around then. No. Kurt predates.
Dude, I don't fucking know. That's a guess.
That was a horrible guess.
All right, Adam.
Your mother's a horrible guess.
My guess is at least age appropriate. I went with Goldust.
Good guess.
I threw Rock out there.
Yeah. Rock's third generation.
No,
Rock's considered the first third generation.
It
Get
was
it right.
Sean Stasiak.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
You're such a dick.
Yeah.
Planet
That
Stasiak,
meat
brother.
should never be in any conversation ever.
All right. Question number 2. Who from the following has never managed? Actually, let's skip that one. Let's see. Who is?
You're worthless.
Who is the only person to appear in the ring on WWF Raw and WCW Nitro at the same night? I'll repeat it.
Oh, let's see. I got that.
Yeah. Who is the only person to appear in the ring on WWF Raw and WCW Nitro on the same night? And then he was also he was on ECW TV in the same week. So he's actually he's the only person to be on all 3 shows in the same week.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah.
Wow, I got nothing. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, uploads that says Orton was a third generation too. So
Yeah.
suck that.
I didn't guess Orton. I guess second generation.
Well, then I wasn't
Dustin
talking to
Rhodes.
you.
He said Goldust.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah, he's second. Yeah.
Are y'all ready for the answer? Because this one's easy.
I got mine.
Yeah, what do you got, Bob?
It's Rick Rude.
Wow.
That is correct.
Ravishing
and and they were on the TV, and it wasn't just on the TV same night. They were on the TV at the exact same time.
Right, because that was when Raw was still taped.
Yeah.
Right.
I had Rude as well.
Adam came in with Pete Rose. I just wanted to let you know.
Pete Rose.
Yeah,
that was my guess.
Just want to let you know.
I had nothing. I've never seen an episode of Nitro.
You've never seen an episode of Nitro?
No, not live. Not
hey,
when it
Bob.
was on.
Bob, he doesn't even. He doesn't even know who the Rock and Roll Express is. For God's sake.
My God! I'll smack him for you, Bob.
Brennan Brett says Jim Cornette, Meech and Juan and Upload Test all got Rick Rude. All right, good job.
Good job, fellas.
All right.
Yeah, the people on the internet got the answer right. Good job.
Hey, quit
Bob,
bashing our listeners, Bob.
Don't destroy our patrons. We love our patrons. Juan Rodriguez, Meech, Rachel Ferguson. Let me see if I can get them all. Upload Test.
One more.
I missed.
I'm just saying, if they don't get every answer right, something's wrong.
Oh, Brendan Brett.
Yeah.
Brendan's with us tonight. Good job, Brendan.
Good job, Brendan. Okay.
All right. What's next, Brian? What awful question are you going to ask now?
Well, see, now I'm curbing my questions because you guys are just in your WWE bubble.
No, everybody got that but me. Everybody got that.
I was a Nitro watcher.
Yeah, that's true. You were. Next question.
I'm a Nitro watcher.
Wow.
What city was legendary WWF manager Bobby the Brain Heenan billed from?
Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus.
I know I'm wrong. I'm just fucking guessing. But he seems like he's from here.
Yes, I'm just writing something down that sounds obscure.
Brendan Brett says these quizzes always make me feel dumb. Yeah, I agree, Rachel. I agree. Rock and Roll Express should be Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Maybe they'll be in the new class.
Maybe. Mullets and all.
I know the Headbangers shouldn't be.
Oh, God. All right, everybody ready yet? Are we going to go for like an hour here? What's going on?
We're going to go.
Let's go. Let's go.
What you got? Who's going first? You're running the segment there.
Bob, you can go first.
I'm going to guess Bel Air.
Close.
All right, who's next?
Adam.
White Plains.
White Plains. There you go. Nailed it.
I had Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Wait, hold on. Juan Rodriguez says Beverly Hills.
That is correct.
Oh, Juan.
Good on ya.
New to the program, does better than all of us. Good job.
We've
Juan.
had Juan before.
You guys were
on SmarkDown or on RAWESOME?
I don't know.
All right,
one of the two.
All right.
Welcome. It all runs together now.
Welcome, regardless. Juan.
Yeah.
All right. At the 1994 Royal Rumble, which wrestler had the most eliminations before getting eliminated himself? So this is 1994.
This is so fucking random.
It's all over the place. It's WWF. What you want me to be?
No.
You want me to ask you questions
shut
about
up,
what happened to SmackDown?
Shut up, so I can think.
Shut it.
Shut up. 1994. God. Talking about taking it back a step.
Yeah. I'm trying to even think of who won that one.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Bob, what do you got?
Shawn Michaels.
Close.
Damn it, that was my guess too.
Yeah, I got one Tubby. I got Bam Bam Bigelow. No.
Diesel.
Oh.
Big Daddy Cool.
Oh, so that's how HBK was close.
There we go.
Yeah, Shawn's the one who eliminated him.
All right, you want to do one more?
Upload test got
All
Diesel.
right, yeah, last one.
All
We'll
right.
see if we can get anything.
As of 2007, who of the following is not a member of? That's not a good one. That's not a good one.
Fucking horrible.
God.
Well, because they're
you started
they're
the
WCW.
question though. You should.
Yeah, I know.
Were you looking this up during Best Worst? I don't
No.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Classic WWE.
Oh, that's porn. Never mind.
Who did Tatanka betray when he turned heel and joined the $1 Million Corporation in 1994?
Oh, got it.
I don't like your laughing. I'm nervous. right, Bob, what do you got?
It's Lex Luger.
That is correct, brother. Good job.
I wrote Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I had beefcake.
You guys,
we both
that's
sucked.
disgusting.
Beefcake.
All right.
Meacham had a Marty Jannetty. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
All right. So,
is that all your questions?
I mean, I got questions for days, but yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Make
We're
a
running
lucha
along.
thing.
We're fucking doing
We're like
this
SmackDown
just-
tonight.
Yeah, exactly. There's not going to be an asylum tonight. My asylum was spent on talking with Bob about the brand eval. The backlash shape up that I put here in the production notes, well, we only added Bray and Randy, and we kind of saw that coming, and we talked about that already. So kind of basically right into final thoughts. Bob, you got anything?
That you tried to change the argument, and that annoyed the shit out of me.
How did he change
Give
the argument?
SmackDown a chance.
Wait. Brian was actually in on this text thread. Brian, how did I change the argument?
No. I'm asking. Honestly, I was waiting on you guys to kind of recap it tonight.
Yeah.
I wanted to save it for the show.
Bob, how did I change the argument from the thread, and we'll see if Brian agrees with you or not.
Was Brian on the?
Yes, he was.
Explain how he changed the question.
Yeah, how did I Roddy Piper it?
You originally were stating that what I said earlier was that. Oh, fuck.
Brian is now my MVP.
Ninja, please.
You changed it because you are. Fuck, I hate you. I hate you.
You get.
I even stated it earlier in the show. That's what pisses me off.
Day, sir.
Is now I can't remember what it was that you changed. You know what?
It's not you.
I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm trying to recap
Rewind
it.
to when we argued about this, and there will be my answer.
I am
There you
so
go.
happy
Wow.
right now.
You should see his face right now, Bob.
That was this.
No. It is on tape, so I will be vindicated.
He's like the farmer coach on Waterboy. He's over here playing with his nipple rings and shit.
As the kick goes up or whatever.
Fuck you, Brian, you're cool, and fuck you.
I couldn't have asked for a better ending. Brian, what do you got for your final thought? Oh wait.
Yeah, let's
hold
go,
on.
let's
Let's see
go
what.
to-
It's,
let's
Just Rachel Ferguson, SmackDown average show, very average finish, at best 6 out of 10.
Rachel, you agree with me? I like you.
Yeah, I mean,
I like you.
I like you a lot.
Going into my final thoughts, I would agree with that. I mean, I would say 6 at best, and I've been very, very willing to give them a chance, and I still am. I'm not necessarily shooting them completely down, and I was even saying it today. You know, I would never just squash them for the sake of squashing them. I want to like them. I want them to put out a good product. Maybe
I will say.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
You're in the middle of a sentence. Just the only thing is, I will say, Adam, when you're on RAWESOME, maybe you don't bury SmackDown before. At least wait until we've watched the show.
They're not paying
and
us.
come with the heat.
Yeah, but
We're not on the fucking payroll.
But Bob, part of what we do here as Smarks is we try to predict what's going to happen. I predicted dog shit. Dog shit happened. I can't say that that's a bad thing in what we're trying to do here. I like being right, and if I have an opinion that is strong like that,
look,
and I'm right, I'm going to gloat about
Bob even made his point before, saying, this is what we with Raw. This is what we wanted. We wanted to be shit to happen, and we can't predict. This is what we've been waiting for all this time. And then you've got a product here with SmackDown where you know what you can predict every fucking minute of it.
Yeah, and I thought maybe they would try with Bryan and Miz to compete with what happened, but they didn't even exploit that.
They completely dropped the ball with that. I mean, going into my final point, I just think that they should have maybe this isn't necessarily the end of it, but it's definitely going to lose its steam as far as building a storyline that just kind of it seemed like it fell into their lap.
Right.
But maybe there's room for. I mean, there are a lot of guys in NXT. Maybe since there is this void on SmackDown right now for top guys. We could see Joe. We could see Bobby Roode kind of making the jump. Not right now, but maybe in a couple months.
If they go 3 hours.
So we got Meech says AJ winning the show will save SmackDown, or will save the show. SmackDown was the better show last week. I don't know if that one thing will save it. It'll definitely be an improvement. I believe that.
Well, he makes a good point though. We're 6 weeks in. SmackDown won once.
Yeah, once.
That's it.
And Rachel says, excuse me, what show do you want to watch and and am most interested, Raw and KO Triple H? Yeah. So she answered her question. Yeah, exactly right. So, is it my final thought?
Yeah.
Time?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, so on Rachel's point. If you don't know, if you're just kind of joining the broadcast here, we do our Monday night.
There has to be a morning after.
If you, we have our Monday night show, RAWESOME, which I do the chair there. I'm the HNI. Well, no, Steve is equal footing.
I
Don't
love
yell at
that
me,
you
Steve.
keep doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Steve's gonna. Oh, I love it. I'm playing with that. I'm gonna play marionette with that too.
I know, right? But yeah, so Monday night we saw KO win that title in dramatic fashion, and Raw itself blew SmackDown away. So my final thought on that is fucking awesome. It's good to be here on SmackDown to see what you guys got going on. I was disappointed. But my real true final thought is, and I've talked about it when we were still a single entity. One of the guys, about a year or 2 years ago, there was an article came out about some new recruits coming into NXT. One of the guys on there, I'm a Marine, and one of the guys on there is a Marine as well, and they signed him. No prior indie experience or anything like that. His name was Kenneth Crawford. He's been doing live shows for a while. He had one little scare with an injury, and just found out that he is going to be making his debut on the Full Sail show.
He already has. We just haven't aired it yet.
Right, they haven't aired it yet. They've already taped it. So Kenneth Crawford. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's going to be his name or if they're going to go with a gimmick name or whatnot. But this is a young kid with a lot of potential. So
huge upside.
Huge upside. So as the new stable kind of works its way into NXT, I would look out for him. I'm a big fan. Like I said, seen him live and been following him since he was recruited. So that is my final thought. Let's see here. Brendan Bread. Rachel says Vaudevillains got jobbed. They did.
Unfortunately.
And Brendan says this is the first time I've got a sore head from weed and donkeys.
Thanks, Brendan.
I'll always remember
the donkeys part. I don't know if I follow with the weed. I think
maybe he lives on a farm.
I don't know. Don't use your donkey as a bong. I know you can use anything, stoners, but not donkeys.
I mean, where would you even put it? Your mouth? I don't know.
Have an imagination.
All right,
it's just my imagination.
You finished, Rob?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, my final thoughts, a couple fold. The first part is just very simply, I think this is way more than KO winning. I think KO is going to do whatever he wants to do, completely separate from Triple H. I really think this is leading to Triple H saying, you didn't even think of me as a commissioner for either show or GM, whatever the hell the higher power is. I guess it's GM.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I know best. Look at NXT. I know best. These are all my guys. I said in a wet dream fantasy a long, long time ago that what if Triple H, were to say at one point, fuck SmackDown, fuck Raw. These are my guys. All of them are loyal to me. They all came through the NXT rank. I mean, both shows are littered with them right now. And maybe it's a big fuck you to Vince, and Vince is officially completely storyline work. Maybe he'll still be from behind the scenes in an ownership capacity, but like he's gone after Mania. Like, this is the first shot fired, I feel, on Triple H saying, I know best. You're old.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. And the second,
this is an attack on Vince, and I think it's going to end up spreading over to SmackDown too.
Right, exactly.
It should
definitely. It's time.
I could see Triple H coming in and fucking over Dean, and I hate it for AJ to win the title that way. But then Hunter can say, "I picked both champions." However he wants to do it. I had your highest rated shows, right? Or he could attack Orton, and that's what put Bray over. Who knows? The possibilities are endless on that front. But we finally have something to talk about, and it has to do only with Raw right now, and we're just hoping it bleeds to SmackDown is the unfortunate consequence. The other final thought I have is this. All those out there, upload test, Brennan Bread, call the SmarkDown fan line, 704-444-0084. I'd love for you guys to, just give us a sound clip. We hear your arguments on there. Tell us something, get Raw, ask us a question.
Tell
just
Bobby's wrong.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
Tell Adam he's wrong.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. I love it. I'd love trying to argue my way out of something. Just get involved in another capacity, either on RAWESOME, on SmarkDown, doesn't matter. Just join us in an extra capacity. We'd love to put your thoughts, your voice to the name on air for you.
Let's see.
As one of our patrons.
Real quick, Brendan Bread's explained that donkeys in the United Kingdom is long time. So okay, so
Also, he's saying we love you long time.
that's sure.
Okay.
And Micha, Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT War Games. I would love War Games.
That would be insane.
Bob can chime in on this. I've been like,
Adam, do you know what?
Didn't know for the longest time, but Bob for probably, I don't know how long I've known Bob, but however long I've known Bob, him and my other friend Dan have constantly talked about War Games. I finally got to see all of them. They came out with a good collection, but then both Bob and Dan are like, yeah, but Vince will never do that. That would be admitting something was good.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, it's not a Vince idea. You can't do the War Games that they did in the PG era of WCW sucked with no blood, and on top of that, where are you gonna? Vince isn't going to do a 2-ring setup.
No, he's not going to, and not to mention you have to have that flimsy, low-hanging cage, and they won't do that.
Well, that's true. Yep. You need that fucked up cage because that was a lot of the bumps, I guess, were off of that. But why couldn't you do something like that at Full Sail? Just a special main event.
Speaking of,
I don't think Full Sail was
not big enough.
It's not big enough.
And it's funny that you guys say that because there was actually an interview with Cody Rhodes that just came out where during the time when he had the run with all three of them, when it was him, Goldust, and Dusty, when I forget which pay-per-view it ended up being. But there was talks that they were going to do War Games, but they shot it down because it would have taken up too much space in the arena, which means that there's less ticket sales.
Exactly.
So that's so that's the Trump fold. There is he's going to say, "Well, I lose too much revenue, and I didn't create it." Fuck you, Vince.
Don't forget also
bring back Battle Bowl, the Lethal Lottery.
Right. Don't forget Shinsuke is going to be appearing on NXT Wednesday.
Yes, that
and
is
the Cruiserweight Classic.
And Brennan answered your question and said that he would call if it didn't cost him a week's worth of welfare. He's from Ireland.
Yeah,
so.
well, though welfare. He knows what welfare is, though, in Ireland. Anybody in the States, just call in, chime in, contribute.
The upload test says, though, they do use last point, then I'll let you.
No problem.
WCW, they do use WCW pay-per-view in special names, the Great American Bash, Clash of Champions. They need to bring back Halloween Havoc and the spinning wheel. Oh, my God.
I loved Halloween Havoc.
I did
Halloween
too.
Havoc's not a bad one. I did like that one.
Yeah, so good point. They've used their pay-per-views, just not the gimmicks of them.
Yeah, so we got, just to close this out, apparently a chode gets 700 views.
Yeah.
So tell your friends, get us up to 700 views. Contribute, get on the Smark line, become a patron with your voice, not just through whatever Rob reads that you write. And join us next week, either right here on SmarkDown or on RAWESOME. Same Smark time.
Hold on, before you do your final sign-off. I just say they said be a patron. We never do this on the shows, and I'll just do it this way, and this is not me being a timeshare salesman begging. But we do have a crowdfunding on our Podbean site, and as well as markedoutwrestling.com. We are, like I said last night, we upgrade equipment all the time, try to make things a little bit better. So if you're entertained and you are enjoying the show, if you want to donate $5 or whatever, I mean, we don't get paid to do this. We just do it out of the labor of love. If you want to throw us $1 or $2 through the crowdfunding, we certainly would appreciate that.
Or send us a bottle. We like doing anniversary shows, John.
Yes, do that too. All right.
All right, so next week, come back, join us. Same Smark time, same Smark channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Smarkdown Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.